Good morning, everybody. Well, I have to say that the discussion yesterday on Trump's heroism got very interesting, but it did help me come to a decision. That decision is I will no longer be calling Donald Trump the spray tan Superman. But it's not for the reasons you think. I'm going to stop calling him the spray tan Superman because apparently he's heard about it and now considers himself to literally be bulletproof, as evidenced by his statement that he would have run into the school and saved the children. Apparently also his followers believe it. Apparently Trump is the personification of what a real man does, according to a few of the people who commented on my post yesterday, namely Addison Kramer. That's what real men do. He also posted an older article, of Trump saving a man from a mugging. Now, I have no reason to doubt the story is not true, so we'll just roll with it. If Trump actually did this, then fine. Clap for Trump. Clap for Trump. I'm giving him credit where credit is due. He likely saved this man's life. He stopped the mugging. The mugger was armed with a bat and apparently was beating this man, his victim. And Trump got out of his limousine and stopped it. Good job. The guy owes Trump his life. That's awesome. Now comes the fun part. Now comes the part where I inject a little bit of reality into the equation. This event took place at least 30 years ago. Trump was between 30 and 40 at the time. He's 70 now? So if it's 35 years ago, he's 35 or 40. So he was in much better shape and could actually pull that off. Second, the mugger was armed with a baseball bat, not an AR-15. Baseball bat's a little bit easier to handle as far as countering the weapon than an AR-15. Okay? So, here we have Trump, 30 years older at 70, and the assailant not armed with a Louisville Slugger, but armed with an AR-15. I don't see Trump repeating this feat in Florida. I'm sorry. Nor do I see these governors he was bragging to pulling off this stunt of running in and saving these kids. Oh, I almost forgot. Number 3 from the incident in New York where he saved the mugger. 30 years ago, Donald Trump didn't have the option of sending his Secret Service agents in to stop the mugger. Now he has that option, which is likely what would have happened. He would have sent his Secret Service agents in to stop the mugging. But he would have taken credit for it because he gave the order. Now, not Trump. His followers, his trumpeters that responded to this, many of them are using the same phrase. That's what real men do. Real men run into a situation where they have absolutely no freaking clue what's happening. They hear gunshots and they're going to run into a building that they do not know the layout of. They do not know where the people are. They do not know where the gunman is. But by God, they're going to go in and do something because that's what real men do. Really? Okay, real men. All you real men. I have a challenge for you. Since it takes you running into an unknown dangerous situation in which you have no clue who the good and bad guys are, I have a challenge for you. Those of you who still live in Savannah, I need you to close your laptop, put down your phone, and I need you to get in your car and head to the west side of Savannah at about 10, 11, 12 o'clock tonight. And I need you to walk West 32nd Street. I need you guys to walk the other side of Martin Luther King Boulevard. Not the touristy side, but the other side, the real Martin Luther King Boulevard. And I need you guys to walk down those streets, and I want you to listen. I want you to listen for gunshots, shouts, screams, anything that would indicate danger. And after you hear said screams or shots, I want you to follow that sound until you come to the situation, and then I want you to stop whatever is going on, because that is what real men do. Real men run into unknown dangerous situations to pick up their man card, because apparently that's what you have to do. You have to engage in a situation that you know nothing about to save lives, because that's what real men do. To those of you outside of Savannah, wherever you live, go to the absolute worst part of your town. And again, as I said to the keyboard warriors that live in Savannah, I need you to do the same. I need you to listen for shouts and screams and gunshots. And I need you to pick up your testicles at said dangerous spot. Because apparently, unless you do that, you're not a real man. Trump stopped the mugging 30 years ago, and I give him credit for that. He probably saved the guy's life from a mugger who was armed with a baseball bat. I was a bartender for years. I've broken up my share of bar fights. That doesn't qualify me to run into a building where a school shooting is taking place and save lives. There's no real equivalency there. The fact that these wannabe Rambos, these Facebook Avengers, think that because they feel their hero has been besmirched because myself and others are calling him out on what is very likely an empty boast. It's hilarious and sad all at the same time. This is real life. This isn't a John Wayne movie. This isn't Die Hard, where the hero runs in, takes down bad guys with a couple of punches and a lucky pistol shot and saves the day. The situation in Florida was extremely dangerous. So dangerous that 4 armed and trained deputies did not enter the building for whatever reason. But the keyboard warriors on my page would have run into the building while shots are being fired without any idea of the layout of the building, where the kids are, where the gunman is, but they're going to run in there and they're going to be like their hero who stopped the mugging 30 years ago. The shooter in Florida didn't have a bat, people. The shooter in Florida had an AR-15, a very dangerous weapon that obviously he knew how to use fairly well. All of you bragging, you would have done the same thing. We all have an idea. We all have a fantasy in our own heads about how we would like to be able to handle a situation. When the situation is upon us, 9 times out of 10, your reaction is very, very different. It's one thing to sit behind a computer screen and fantasize about what you would do, how you would have your Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone moment. It's quite another when you're actually in that situation. So, all those Facebook Avengers who claim real men run into situations where they have no freaking idea what's going on, I need you to take up my challenge. I need you to head to the most dangerous areas of the town, city, hamlet that you live in, and I need you to get your man card. Because since that's what real men do, you want to prove your masculinity, don't you? You want to be just like your hero, Donald Trump, don't you? Close the computer, get off your phone, and go pick up your balls at the most dangerous hood in your local town. Because until you do, I will consider you a real man. And those aren't my words, those are yours.